Muscatine, and welcome to 2023. It's our first episode of the Muscatine Today Show, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to put it all on my guests, because you got the B team host here today, so they're going to carry the show. But first, of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Bear of Muscatine, the Muscatine County Fair, which it's January, so of course it's time to start thinking about the fair. Unity Point, Trinity Muscatine, Becky Insurance, Toyota of Muscatine, Rivo Plumbing and Heating, Autumn and Scott over at Impact Fitness and Nutrition, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, Harper's Cycling and Fitness, Bear of Muscatine, the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and of course, Hy-Vee. It was a pretty interesting new year, lots of stuff going on. I hope everybody stayed healthy and happy, and other than Michigan losing, it was a good week for us at our house. So I think the Iowa Hawkeye fans in the house were happy. I think they had a good day. We didn't so much, but that's okay. You okay, Chris? You got it? Okay. Okay, so this morning I have some lovely guests from the Muscatine Community Y. I think you'll all recognize them, but they've got some great stuff to talk about for the preschoolers and the middle schoolers floating around. Well, middle school,
yeah,
elementary,
all of it.
All of it? Okay. Well, let's do this. Since it's a new year, let's start fresh. Ladies, introduce yourself, but not just your name, because that's the easy part. We all kind of know who you are. But what you are responsible for at the Y, so that everybody can start kind of help putting those pieces together.
All right, Amy Hessel. I'm the Character Development Director at the Muscatine Community Y for 22 years. It's a long time, yes. But I always say I'm pretty much in charge of anything that's child related that isn't in the water, because I sink, I don't float.
Jocelyn should be able to fix that.
I'm a lost cause.
Oh, no, Jocelyn, I think you got a project for 23. We all need to grow, right?
Right, yeah, no, I am not a water person. But, so, of course, when I first started, my job was teen center, and there was 1 hour a week of teen programming for our middle school youth. And now, today, we have about 80 hours of free middle school programming a month. And in the summer, more than that. And then all of a sudden I took on youth sports. So we have our soccer and our basketball programs, and then all of our skill building classes, which we start from toddlers in our preschool gymnastics, our toddler games. So we have programs for 18-month-olds through 8th graders in those kind of programs. And then biggest part of my job right now, takes a lot of my time, is the before and after school care and the summer day camps. So we have 100 kids getting off a bus, 100 plus kids a day getting off a bus for our after school program.
It's like half a school.
There's a whole lot of energy in that hallway, and it's fabulous, but you better be prepared when you walk down that hallway at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes,
I would think, yeah.
Yep, so it does take a lot of my time, but it's also enjoyable. You get free hugs, you get lots and lots of interesting conversations, and you know, it's just a wonderful place to be. So, but my true heart and passion is our middle school programs. So that's where I began, and that's where I love to be. And so it's just fun to see, like near fours yesterday, and
well, middle schoolers are tough because, you know, we had this like with Jingle and Mingle, and whenever you're doing like a community event, middle schoolers can be, let's say, tough.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And here's the thing, we were all middle schoolers, we were all tough. It's just what it is, right? It doesn't mean they're bad people.
No.
They just got a lot going on, and, you know, and I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we hung out at the Y, like middle school, that 5th grade to 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like we were at the Y all day, every day when we weren't. And there's Linda Tillman Page.
She's been there longer than me.
Linda Tillman Page was way at the Y. Linda Tillman Page, we are live right now. Same to you. Okay, Linda Tillman Page is one of my favorite people of all time, I gotta tell you. Back when, we're gonna go even back further, well, not quite as far as I was talking about in middle school, but shortly after that, I taught swim lessons and was a lifeguard at the Y with Linda Tillman Page. And holy cow, if you're 16 and you know Linda Tillman Page, your world is gonna expand. You know, like there's some perspectives, great, nothing bad, nothing anything, but holy cow, you learn how to articulate yourself really quickly. And it was such a blast. And I'll say this, you know, I grew up at the Y. My mom worked there when that building opened, right? Okay. And so I started volunteering there when I was 14 and then started working there when I was like just shy of 16. And the Y is, you know, like all this stuff, like I was saying, in 7th, 8th grade, we played in the gym after school all day, every day. There wasn't really any programming for us back then, so this would have been like early, mid-90s, right? And, you know, there were some of them that probably were a little frustrated with us at times, but we were safe and it was handy and it worked. And, but now, like all the stuff you guys do, it just reinforces everything that the Y is. Yeah. And like, you know, it takes what we had and just like magnifies the holy cow out of it.
I mean, there's still that level of that playing in the gym that, you know, they don't, you know, the other part about that, even if you just go to the gym, right, and you're playing in the gym, you're exposed to my staff who are, whether it's my staff in the teen center or the Y staff, you're exposed to the same reasons why we're all there, right? We're going to go into the gym and say, hey, dude, what are you doing? Come on. Right. Like, you know, and, you know, just instilling that behavior and those skills and tools that we need and stuff. And so whether you come and you do any of these or whether you just go to the gym, you're going to be exposed to them in some way. And so, you know, it is really, when I hear stories of like people talk about like, oh, when I was a kid and stuff, you know, and I'm like, you know, that is why I keep doing my job, right? Like it's 22 years is a long time anywhere. And so when you can think about that you have the opportunity just to, whether it's in the kids or whether it's, you know, in the fitness room, whether it's on the cycling, you know, in the cycling room, it's such an amazing thing to be able to like see. I mean, one of my favorites is Silver Sneakers still, you know, like you just walk in and that camaraderie that they have and that, you know, and the socialization and that need to, you know, not only have fitness and balance and stuff, but it's that life balance and
the accountability too, don't you think? Like if you were a regular at Silver Sneakers and then you don't come for a few weeks, you may get a phone call or several phone calls because people are genuinely concerned about where you're at and how you're doing and is everything okay and why aren't you coming to class because I miss you. So that's amazing. Yeah.
So that was a great segue. Nicole, your turn. What all do you get to handle out at the Y?
So I've only been there 12 years, which is nothing compared to Amy's 22. I do, my title is marketing and development, but it's one of those, you know, at the Y we wear so many different hats and dip our toes and feet into all sorts of different things to help out. So my job started as primarily fundraising and annual campaign, which by the way is just around the corner, and then a whole bunch of marketing things. So like the program guide that we put together and making sure that all of Amy's programs and Jocelyn's pool stuff and everything else, making sure that all that gets communicated to the public and that everybody knows what's going on and at least some of what we have to offer, because there's a lot that goes on in between our walls and outside of our walls within the community. And even on a show like this, I never feel like there's quite enough time, right? Like we could just keep going.
And we don't have an official end time, folks. I mean, we just go, and yet she still doesn't have enough time. I'm not sure how to take that.
I know my limits. There's a point where people don't want to listen to me anymore.
Well, you're right, though. And that's, you know, the one thing that has always, you know, even going back to when the Y, when that building first started, it was the YMCA, the YWCA, and the Community Y. Like it was, and there were two sets of programs, and I mean those programs still all live on, you know, in the new Y. But there's always something going on. Like you know, and we always talk about like the two hallways, right? And you know, there's always something going on in each hallway. Like and now there's a hallway and then a loop and an extra gym and an extra. You know, so if you ever need something to do, if you're bored in this town, I mean, a membership's what for a regular adult's like what $30, $32. Yeah, I mean, which is ridiculous for all the stuff you can do. So
and a youth is only $12, by the way. $12 a month will get you a youth or teen membership.
That's like a trip to McDonald's.
Right.
So, and you get these two, so, and a lot more. So, thinking about the middle schoolers and what all, so I don't know if everybody realizes this, but like right when you walk in the Y, there's a teen center just right there, right inside the door. Like, and I mean, I remember our old one was right inside the door. It had a ping pong table, and that was about it, right? This thing's awesome. I was in there with Wyatt, and I mean, I've been in there a handful of times. I was really never paying attention, honestly. But I was in there with Wyatt and some of his 5th grade buddy, friend, hellions is basically what they are. And there's so much to do in there. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, and is that where, like, does that act as like the kind of the center of a lot of stuff?
So that's kind of where our meeting place is. So like yesterday, so it's easy, right? Like if you are coming in on a no school day to come to Nerf Wars or any of the other activities, it's kind of like that little hub where you can just, where the staff kind of gather everybody. And we have intentionally put the Teen Center in a place before you have to check in so that it is a place where members and non-member youth to come and to hang out and to be in a safe place, right?
So you do not have to be a member to come use the Teen Center at the Y.
I didn't know
we
that.
We want everyone in the community to have a safe spot to go.
You know what? I think I did know that because it's a zero barrier to entry thing.
Yep.
It's absolutely. You know, I did know that. I just don't think it's something.
Now, if you don't have a membership, you don't have access to, you can't go play basketball,
Right.
you can't go. Now you can do all of these things, and we have some other times during, like, so these things might go till 5:30. And then till 6:30, 6 or 6:30, you can go play basketball with the staff, or you know. So if there's staff available till 6 o'clock, there's other activities that they'll be able to do, and that includes going to the gym and playing basketball, and it kind of gives them. But you don't have that free access to it all the time, just with the staff in the teen center. So, and it's evolved too. Like, I also have to keep up on trends. I have to keep up on what's going on, like what are kids interested in, because even 20 years, kids are very different. A kindergartner even is very different today than it was when I took over Kids Club 10 years ago. So it's, a middle schooler is very different than they were when I started. And what kind of gathers them in, what's going to kind of hold their attention is very different. And so I have to keep up on those trends. It's really hard.
You give me job security because I have to keep promoting these events and they keep changing, so that's an okay thing.
Well, but also that's good. That's also the sign of a lively organization. Again, the whole Y does that on a regular basis.
Yes.
I mean, again, I remember when the building, and God, I sound so old when I say this stuff, but there were racquetball courts, and now there's one of them. Then they added the golf, and then that got flipped out for, now we've got cycling, and then you add the whole group fitness area, because there was originally like no group fitness area at all, and then they added multi-purpose room 3, right, which is like the one back and around the corner that's like hidden from everybody, and that still wasn't enough. So in the last expansion, there's even more group fitness area, which is great because of all the camaraderie. I mean, group fitness is just a tremendous asset for any community,
Anybody.
especially the way you guys do it.
Well, and if anybody's watching and hasn't seen our video on our website, if you go to muscatiney.org and then go to Our Y, that tab across the top, that Our Y tab it's just a video that we've put on YouTube, right? It's not going to win any Academy Awards or anything, but it's a great show and tell, so to speak, of what our Y has to offer. So if you haven't been to the Y in a while, or if you're thinking maybe you should join, or you want to see what this teen center is all about, or you want to see anything that we've been talking about, that video is a great spot to start. Or I would encourage everyone to come for a tour, and I would be happy to show them around, or Amy or any of our other staff could show somebody around and show you what we have to offer, because there are a lot of things that families can do together. There's a lot of classes we offer. We can give you a little bit of insight. So if you're not familiar with our new Life Fitness equipment or with something else, we can help you along the way a little bit and point you in the right direction.
Sorry, Olaf and Frosty are floating around. You might want to check out the Hy-Vee page later. It caught my attention. I apologize, squirrel. But now I do have one question. If I could ask for something to be added to the tour.
Okay.
When they go down past the weight room on the way to the other gym, there's the racquetball courts. Could you start promoting 5:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday racquetball. We need more guys and gals. We need more rackets on the courts.
Oh.
You just did.
I
And
know.
Let's continue that. Yes,
I know. Yeah,
we can do that.
I'm not there at that time, so I don't even know that was happening.
Oh yeah, there's been. I mean, geez, some of them have been playing since the building was there, and they were playing at the racquetball club prior to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a group of, it used to be about 10, 12, 15 of us. It's down to significantly less. And I'll tell you this, everybody's like pickleball, great for old people. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give a quick shout out to two guys, and they're going to shoot me for this. But one is John Priest, who is 82 years old, plays racquetball 3 times a week. He's a good target, I'll tell you that. Does he move like he used to? No, that's okay. He has a blast. And Jim Shepard from Sweetland Trailer, big mutton chops. He's 75 and playing 3 times a week. And then there's the other old guy, Tim Kelly. I'll get a nice red dot for that one. But so if there's anybody, come in. If you don't know how to play, we'll teach you. We've got extra rackets. You name it, we'll make it happen.
There's a lot of racket sports at the Y because we also have badminton.
Yep.
On Wednesdays for sure. Are they still doing Sundays?
That's a
I
great
know
question.
Wednesday nights, but they're always looking for new players too, and Tony is wanting to get the badminton growing too. So like badminton, racquetball, pickleball. I mean, I just held a pickleball scramble yesterday. We had 24 people play in the scramble. So a little mini tournament for fun, and but yeah, so lots and lots of opportunities, whether you're been around playing for a while or you're new to the sports, it's an opportunity for any of those racket sports to get in.
Again, super cliche, and I say it's cliche, and I still say it every time, but there's something for everyone. There is something for everyone, whatever it is that you're looking for or most comfortable with, or what. And like you said, 2023 might be your year to grow, right? Maybe you want to broaden your horizons. Maybe you want to try a new class. Maybe you want to step out of your comfort zone, and if you've never played racquetball, give it a try. There's a lot of people at the Y that are super kind, and I don't mean just staff, because I kind of think we're kind too, but there are a lot of members and guests that are incredibly kind and helpful and want more people to come and play and want to join, and it's a great spot to be.
We always love, so yesterday was, of course, the first day back at the Y for the new year. And, obviously I've been going to the Y, minus when I was in college. I mean, I was the early morning lifeguard when I was 16 years old, so I was there at 4:30, right, every morning.
We might still have an opening if you're not busy at
Jocelyn, ask Jocelyn about my lifeguarding skills. You may not.
You don't qualify under Jocelyn?
She's not a fan of like reading while lifeguarding or hanging out talking. Yeah, no. I was social, but anyway.
She takes safety very seriously.
She does,
and she should.
And I should say, I was always paying attention, and I could tell you by like the sound of the pool, I could close my eyes and tell you who was where based on their strokes and stuff. So anyway, God, I just got myself in trouble. Now I'm totally lost.
Squirrel did it again.
Squirrels are bad. So the one thing, so you've got the brochure, and I've been looking at this, and there's one thing that, like, two things that personally for me I love. The first one is the magic class with David Casas.
Yes.
David used to work at the Y. We were all lifeguards together. We grew up together. Well, I grew up in the high school and stuff. And he is a blast. He came and did Mulberry's Carnival for us. He did the class with you guys last year. And the kids just love it. It's amazing. Like you said, things change. You wouldn't think magic necessarily in today's world would be like a thing, but the kids love it.
They do.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really kind of, like, I had a parent after my last magic class. I made sure I stayed because at the end, the last class, they do a little magic show. So they all show at least one of their tricks off. And one of the parents is like, do you have more things like this? Because their child is not able to do traditional sports and traditional activities. And so looking for more stuff like the magic class, and I was like, it doesn't even always think it. I'm like, I have to think about this and put more things like that in, I don't think the child's quite old enough for the drone class, but but trying to find other ways to get kids involved in activities that that aren't our traditional sports is something that. But it was like, she's like, we just loved this, and the child loved it, and so it was great to be able to see, and then to be able to offer it again now. And they'll be different, even if you've taken the class with them one of the 2 times that we've offered it at the Y, he'll be doing different tricks and different, different things with them. So it changes even though it's the same, and stuff. So that's another thing about the magic class is that David grew up, he wants to give back to Muscatine,
Yep.
and he's doing, great stuff all over the world, honestly.
Yep.
So it's great that he can still find time to give to Muscatine and to the kids at Muscatine.
So you also touched briefly on the other one that I just love is the drone
Yes.
experiences. So walk us through what those look like for the kids.
Okay, so it's not just coming in and flying drones. It is more about learning all about like how to fix them, how they run, understanding like the whole basics of how does this, because it doesn't make sense, right? That this little thing can fly and and do all this stuff. Like so it talks about, we need to go through all of that, focus a lot on kind of career path that you can do also with drones. Drones are huge in entertainment, they're huge in science, sports, so it's just really exciting what a drone, but there's a lot of fly time too. So so they'll be able to fly, and we encourage them to start keeping those records of their flight time, because that's very important, especially if you want to be able to kind of move on with some of the future stuff. Because but you have to understand the whole concept of them, and so I love it. I didn't really fly a drone. I just thought my husband was silly when he would fly his drones around.
They're blessed.
And so I wrote this grant to get this drone, and then I had to go and get certified, and I took Josh with Big Brothers Big Sisters, so they also have, so we have 6 drones and the batteries and this curriculum, and we brought in the sheriff's department to come and talk about their use with their drone. Now, we fly mini drones. They don't really do well outside because they're so light. Even on a slight breeze, they're gone. But the sheriff's department has a much nicer one, and he brought in, the kids didn't get to fly that, they just got to check it out. But
I do know somebody who's got a cinematic drone that if you ever wanted to let the kids fly it, I'm sure we could probably arrange it.
So, well, they would love it, right? So we're starting, our second class starts tonight. And then also at the training, I was very lucky, and I won another like $1,200 curriculum package for drone designers, and it's really all about future career stuff. And I'm going to be able to offer that after this 10 weeks. So then the two classes from last, from fall and this one can then go into that one if they want to. Yeah, so I'm super excited about it, and I love flying the drones myself too. And
it's really addicting. Like the first time, I took mine up at home, and we live out just outside the bypass, kind of by the water tower, right? And the first time I took it up, and like I was fiddling around, and all of a sudden, like I've got this amazing view of the water tower right in front, like that you've never seen before, right?
Yeah.
Or you see, like you could see like, out here to Hy-Vee, like if you go up high enough, you can, and it's like, holy cow, that's what Muscatine really looks like. Like you can see like the traffic going here, like, wow, Hy-Vee's busy, or it's Sunday morning, and you like just the stuff that you start like going, oh, well, what else is there? And then you're exploring, but you're exploring from 250 feet in the air.
Yes, yeah. I mean, yes, when Tori came out with his drone, and of course his has the GPS, so it goes only this far, and then if the battery's getting low, it's going to turn around and come back.
It's so handy, so handy. All right. If you're ever going to buy a drone, make sure it has that. I got a drone for Christmas one year. went out, it was nice, put it up. Luckily, it was like a cheap start-off one. I mean, like not cheap, but like, you know, not like a professional one. Put it up, it got caught in the wind, and it went, and it was gone. We didn't have it for 4 minutes.
Oh no.
And it was gone. And so that was my first drone experience. So yes, staying inside, mini drones, great place to start.
Yes.
But our new one, yes, it automatically comes home if it loses its signal, whatever, and that comes in way more handy than you would think.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, so the drone class, if your kids are interested in art, we got it. If they're interested in STEM projects or science, we got those. A lot of those are challenges that, like our science battles will be the toothpicks and marshmallow building. We are making some mazes for marbles, catapults, things like that, a lot of physical things that they can actually see happening and building in front of them. One of the things that they absolutely love in science battles and all of our programming, from the kids club to the teen center, is the Kiva planks. And they're just wooden planks, and you build out of them, but they are all the same
Lincoln
size.
logs?
Yeah, well, kind of, but
Borderline.
it is very interesting to see
I
them.
know.
They'll
You're
go.
aging yourself again, but that's
I
okay.
know.
But yeah, these planks, I mean, they're like, I think they're like
I'm ancient.
expanded dominoes kind
What
of
are they
things. Kiva, K-E-V-A-E, Kiva.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
And so,
Oh,
but
gotcha. Yeah.
so they get challenges to build structures out of them and anything like that. But all of the age groups love them. And Kids Club, one of their favorite things is we have these old 20-ounce cups from McDonald's, like the old like wax ones, you know, with the wax. I don't know, we just found them in the closet. We had this huge case of them, and we start building with them. The kids just start to build with them, and you'll walk in, Amy, come here. And they'll show me the house that they just built. And like all these kids are working together, and they've built like, here's my bedroom, here's the kitchen. Or they'll stack the towers as high as they can, then they have to have staff to help them.
You should market that as like real life Roblox.
So
There you go.
yeah, so it's just amazing, like what, like even Kiva, the stacking cups, like whatever it is, like when they can hands-on see this stuff happening, it's amazing to like see in all of the age groups. So
That's awesome. Do you have anything else? I mean, that's a lot.
it is.
There is a lot.
Do you have anything else going on that you can think of?
So if we can plug Big Brothers Big Sisters real quickly, if you'll allow it.
Well, I would, except for
Oh.
somebody with the last name Phillips may have been parked in my parking spot downtown in front of my office the last time I went down there. Just saying. No, I suppose, yeah.
So Big Brothers Big Sisters still has several littles on their waiting list. And I quizzed, the last time I was on this show, I didn't know the number. And I did call Lindsay yesterday, and she said, please let everyone know that it's more than 50.
Holy
So
cow.
more than 50 littles are waiting to be matched with a big. And Lindsay did also share that they have a possible grant that they would like to get to keep their funding going and keep the program growing and all of these things. And in order to secure that grant, they have to fully enroll at least 5 bigs in the month of January. So they have all month long, and it doesn't seem like 5 should be that many. However, it is, I think I've mentioned before, and Lindsay is, she's the expert, but it's a bit of a process.
Yep.
Because they want to make sure that the big and little are matched
Yep.
and are compatible, so that they'll have a relationship and be able to talk and be able to hang out and have something in common, right? So it is that if you decide to be a big, you would be interviewed. They would ask you about your likes and your interests and what you don't want to do. If you say, I will do any sport except I dislike baseball and I would never pick up a glove in my life,
Right.
and then you will not get matched with the little leaguer who wants
Right.
to play all-star
Right.
baseball and be,
Yep,
you know,
makes sense.
the next the next famous guy on the field. So there's a little bit of work that goes into it, but they need 5 for the month of January, which again, I feel like that's very attainable. If anybody says, I really wish I could give back to Muscatine, or I really wish I could, I mean, Lindsay will be the first one to tell you that it's incredibly rewarding for the big. So even if you only want to do it because you're looking to feel a little bit better about giving back or about doing something for someone, there's a lot of joy that comes from giving a gift at Christmas time, or from paying it forward, or from
Spending some time with the youngsters.
spending some time with, and some of those, we talked earlier, right, at the beginning of the show, like some of those middle schoolers are troubled. Some of those elementary students are troubled. Some of them are fantastic and just need a little direction. There's so many different people in this world, and so many different kids in this world, and we all need something different, but there's something out there for all of us that can point us in the right direction, and it's never too late, right?
Absolutely. Wow, that is a lot. Do you guys like ever go home, or do you just like live there 24/7?
I think Amy lives there more than I do.
Although I will say I don't ever see you guys when I'm there, so.
So it was a funny story. So the other day I was walking in, and one of
You're there at 5:30 in
the
morning.
regulars that plays pickleball, she's like, "Oh, did you see that sunrise this morning?" And I looked at her. I don't see sunrises on purpose. Like,
I will say that's one thing. If I had one complaint about the new gym and all that stuff that was added, we lost our sunrises. Because at the racquetball court, when you sit in between the two of them, there used to be the exit door, the emergency
Yes.
exit door right there.
Yes.
So we would get to watch the sun come up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yep.
And now we get to watch people running laps.
Now you have
That's
to
right.
step outside or go to the hallway.
You got to walk down to the hallway to be able to see
walk down
it.
the hallway to see it,
it's-
yep.
Yeah, but
I can
we don't want to
imagine, yeah.
exercise. We want to play racquetball.
Right, right.
Well, guys, thank you very much
Thanks
for
for
stopping
having
by.
us.
It's been a blast as always. Muscatine, go to the Y, become a big brother, big sister. Just take a step out of your comfort zone and do something new. So, thank you again for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.